Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden. I think I can move my mic a little bit closer. Yeah, like there. You can see my mic is a little bit invisible. It's blue. Sweet. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to Coding Improv. I'm really late today. And I'm growing out my beard. For Halloween. I'm going as a character. I'll show you a picture of the character I'm going as for Halloween. Yeah, that background is probably laggy. That's fine. Oh, I guess I can't really bring the mic that close. Right there. Right there. Great. Welcome in, everyone. Glad to have you. This is Coding Improv, where the code is made up and the points don't matter. We are going to be building something completely inspired by chat suggestions. And you can find out more here. So this is a show we've been doing for a long time now. Yeah, we're definitely going to write code today. But that's the whole point of today. We're going to write code. But this is going to be episode 20. We started this 3 years ago, and this is episode 20. And we've done lots of just really weird, fun things. Basically, what we're going to do is when I enable the suggestions, you can use your seedlings to redeem a suggestion. And that suggestion should be one word, and it should not be a technology. It should be like banana, or flag, or coffee mug, or keyboard, or balloon, or screwdriver, or speaker, or cookies. I mean, cookies are borderline because it's almost like technology, but the other thing is it's all of these suggestions are open to my interpretation. I get to decide what we're going to do with those suggestions. Map, exactly. But in order to make a suggestion, you will need 1,337 seedlings. So if you're in the Twitch chat, click this little button. You can see how many seedlings you have. Actually, I think the button will tell you how many seedlings you got. And Psycho No 369, thank you very much for that Prime sub. Yeah, so basically, this is a redemption for people that have been here for a while. If you don't have enough seedlings today, you'll have enough seedlings potentially 2 weeks from now if you keep watching the show. And if you click this dialogue, it'll tell you how you can earn seedlings. You just watch the show. Every now and then you can click the button to get extra points. If you're a sub, you get more points. All that good stuff. But right now it is paused. You cannot redeem it. But when I enable it, I'm only accepting 5 suggestions today. 5 suggestions today. So you're going to have to be quick. And not 10, just 5. And the hope is that we can do it like in roughly an hour. Yeah. Accept 10 and pick 5? Well, then it's not fair, I guess, to the people that did get to redeem it. I don't want to make it not like, basically, it always has been that for the most part, 5. For the most part, I try to incorporate all of the suggestions. So if I redeem 10 and then I have to like not do 5, I don't know. The world's not fair. It's a scam. It's fine. Everything's a scam. Everything's a scam. It's fine. But we'll enable that in a little bit. I'm going to welcome everybody in, say hello, all that good stuff, and then we'll get into it. We have some new mods in the channel, so bear with them. Oscar is new. He doesn't know a lot, so he's kind of slow. Just be nice to him, and he'll be a good mod. Of course, I'm joking. Oscar always messes with me, so I'm gonna mess with him. And then we got some new VIPs as well. So welcome in all the new mods, and all the new Limotes is a new mod too, and all the new VIPs as well. But I only say that because I mean, listen, Oscar. There was a brand new user in the chat. This is the first time they ever sent a message. I don't know if you're still here, RetroStacks, but this is the first message they ever sent. And as a mod, their response was search for Darude Sandstorm. I feel like you should welcome in the newbies, be nice to them, and then troll them. It's the internet, but you're a mod on my channel on the internet. So please be nice to the newbies, and for all the newbies, you can check out all the commands here. We do have a music command, and right now I'm like the past few episodes I've stuck to this playlist, which is a pretty classic one. Cool. All right. Well, I think it's fun to have mods that troll because it keeps things interesting. So let's say hi to everyone. Petition to remove Oscar. So the amount of value that Oscar brings to the community, I think outweighs the amount of trolling that they do. So, I mean, just DM me if you want to be removed as a mod, Oscar. Just let me know in the DMs. Okay, let's say hi to everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. If you want me to acknowledge you, you can say hi, hello, hey, yo, cheers, greetings, hi, sup, what's up, morning, afternoon, evening, howdy, good day, coding hayo, vohayo, or bogahay. If your chat message matches this regular expression, I will see it. I'll see it, and I'm gonna go back in time. I'm way late today. 39 minutes ago, Mark said, hello, what's up, Mark? Welcome in America 2050. Hello, Timon. What's up, Terawatt? And Dead Horse. Hello, what's up, Learnerbot and Limotes and Stony Eagle and Cesar and Mara and BTRSL and Coder Mutahai and Melinda Beans and Klaus Dev and Vim Surf. What's up with that Seth Drums emote? Shouts out to Seth Drums. I always have Seth Drums on in the background. I'm like never in the chat anymore. But he's great. Best drum streamer on Twitch, hands down. Definitely go drop a follow there. What's up, Adaran and Platinot Pratt and Nino Sorar and Bob Blip and Crypod and Rifat Cirque and Geek Label and LRs and Merca and Drop Mania and Empty Subuntu and Cute Pony. What's up, Ann Pace? Yeah, I won't be able to answer this question today, but if you want a not on stream answer, if you join the Discord, you can ask it in the forum there. Or you can wait till next week or the week after when we do another code Q&A. So yeah. But yeah, we're gonna do some other stuff today. What's up, Crazy Vulcan and Tanner? Hello, David and Veeb and Distant Sense and Fob and Thresh One Trick and Kev Jumbo and Flumsy and Mia Moore and Dear Callers and Moshiko and Curried Lambda and Jords and Sam Charles. Good day. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. What's up, BCat Gray? And yeah, Seth Drums is great. He's great. Hey, no worries, Drills. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, Drills is a new mod in the channel as well. Okay, my overlays are very customizable. You can see that Drills has the Antarctica flag, though I don't think they're actually in Antarctica, but you can set your country flag to whatever you want, and you can also add a badge. So Drills has the Antarctica flag and the Node.js logo. You can see that America 2050 has the Argentina flag and the Tele5 logo. You see Vimsurf has the JS logo. Sam Charles has the Australia flag. So you too can set your flag and team. So if you want to set your flag, we have a repo. Actually, I need to update this command because we have a GitHub repo we've been working on where we've been adding province and city flags as well, because it used to just be country flags. But now, if your province, state, or city is in this repo, you can set it as well. I agree with that, American 2050. Like, I should be able to hover over the teams as well. But if you go to this repo, you'll see that if there is a folder for your country, that means there are either states or provinces. And then for the US, we have cities. I don't think we have cities for other countries. But yeah, go to this repo. For instance, you can dive into the US folder. And for me, I'm in Colorado. So I can go into the CO folder. And then you can see that there's a Denver flag inside of there. So the way that I would set my flag is !flag US/CO/Denver. So it needs to match the path. So if I do that, then it'll set my flag to Denver. If I just wanted to set it to Colorado, but here you'll see this, and then I have the Denver flag, which is one of the coolest flags, I gotta say. It's nice mountains and the sunrise. But if I want to set it to Colorado, I just do US/CO. Oh, nice, Retro Stacks. Glad to hear it. And then it sets it to Colorado, see? Or if I just want to set it to the US, I can do this. So follow that pattern. You can, if you find your If you find your flag in the repo, just make sure that you use the path. It worked. Yeah, what do you got? This is Boston. Nice. What a complicated flag. there's a whole lot of text on that flag. And what's this one? The Netherlands in B. Oh, and let's this one. Germany RP. Huh. Yeah, okay. And then so if you want to set your team badge, that you can pull from the Font Awesome brand cheat sheet or simple icons. Oh, I don't know any of the news from Next.js. Basically, after stream yesterday, I was busy until I went to bed, and then when I woke up, I was busy. I haven't had any time to catch up. There should be a Peru flag. So what's the country code for Peru? P? P-E? What is Peru a... So this follows a specific standard. It's the ISO 3166 standard. And so if you look at the ISO 3166 standard... Stop it, Tara. I'm going to start soon. We're welcoming in all the newbies. We're letting them set up their chat. Yeah, so if there is no folder, then that means you can just set it. So you can look in the root, and if there's a pe.svg, there is. Yeah. So you can just do !flag pe, and then that should do it. Yeah, that's the thing. There are no state and province flags in the repo. But if you have a specific state and province that you live in that you want to add to the repo, you're more than welcome to make a pull request. So you could add a PE folder with the state or province flag inside of it. Yeah. I did not read the use React request for comments, no. All right, I'm going to tell people how to set their team, and then we'll start coding improv. So you can go over to the Font Awesome brand cheat sheet and pick from this list. Anything that shows up on this link, you can set as your team badge. But I like simple icons. So if you go to the simple icons slugs page, this slug on the right column is what you would set it as. But if you go to the simple icons website, you can get a visual view of them. Though, I think we do need to update the library because like some of these are missing. But regardless, most of them are there. So you can pick something from this page. Like, the VOD should be up now. Yeah, I had a setting where it auto-unpublished VODs, but the VODs are now auto-published. What is ABP? Oh, Adblock Plus. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, I'm going to pick one. What am I going to do? I'm going to go with the Amazon S3 bucket. There's my break timer. Let's take a quick stretch. Welcome in, Opportunists. Glad to have you. Welcome in, Nautically. Glad to have you as well. Okay. Well, you should use uBlock Origin, not ABP, right? Right? And why would you... I guess it makes sense to use both, but it's like double protection. Okay, I'm going to choose Amazon S3. So let's find out what the slug is. The slug is all one word, Amazon S3. So if I do !team, Amazon S3, now I get a bucket next to my name, just like that. Hi. Hi. Is that tail? You got a tailwind. A tailwind logo. Nice. Yeah, I think that's the main reason. Yeah, that's. I'll clarify that. That's why I'm saying don't use AdBlock Plus. Like in the past, they have been known to do things with your data. Because I mean, the thing is, like, whatever AdBlock plugin you use, you are giving it everything. Like it has to know every single website that you go to. So you should choose wisely. Choose wisely. And AdBlock Plus specifically, like they have deals with certain advertisers where they'll let certain ads through, and they have deals with certain websites where they'll keep showing ads on certain websites. That's the kind of thing. And then with the Manifest v3 thing, it's like a similar idea that they have deals. I don't know, but yeah, uBlock Origin is the one that most people use, and they respect your privacy and all that good stuff. So yeah. Okay. I think we're good there. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Everyone, if you got water at home, drink what you got. It's weird seeing me in a chair. The thing, I streamed in a chair for the longest time. Well, I mean, I guess before that I was standing most of the time. I don't know. I'll stand eventually. I'll stand. I'll straight. I go through phases. Like I stood for a few months. Now I'm sitting for a few months. Yeah. Coffee with milk, cold. So an iced coffee. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it, everybody. We're gonna play coding. Not play. We're gonna do coding improv. And Streamlabs bot is really delayed. Huh. Huh. Why does this happen? Give me a second. I like to switch between standing and sitting. Yeah. And then I don't use Brave browser because they are a for-profit company, I believe. I'm not even going to talk about it. I don't use Brave. I use Firefox with these extensions, and it's just as good as Brave, and it's from a nonprofit or not-for-profit corporation. Is CloudBot even on? What's happening here? There we go. Man! What do I think about Safari? It's fine, but I like the dev tools in Firefox the best. And I'm using Firefox Developer Edition. Okay, we're playing. Today is a thing called code. Let me do a YouTube intro because we'll potentially try to edit this down. Here we go. YouTube intro. Well, it would if my keyboard wouldn't disconnect. Give me a second. I got a USB cable running like 13 feet away from me, and it seems to disconnect the keyboard every now and then. Oh well, we'll do our best. Hello, friends. Welcome to Coding Garden. Welcome to Coding Improv, the show where the code is made up and the points do not matter. We are going to be building an app today inspired by chat suggestions. So this is episode 20. You can take a look at the playlist over on YouTube, look at all of the past episodes. Essentially, we build completely random and mostly useless things. Sometimes they're kind of useful. But we essentially take suggestions from the chat and then use those suggestions to decide what we're going to build. So when I enable this, I'm not enabling this now. In like 1 minute, I'm going to enable this. You can use your channel points to redeem a suggestion. So if you click on your seedlings here, you get these by watching the channel. So if you scroll down, you can see you get seedlings for watching every 5 minutes, for being a part of raids. You get a multiplier if you're a sub. Basically, seedlings are you get for watching the channel. So if you want to make an improv suggestion, you need at least 1,337 seedlings, and then you can make a suggestion. Now, when I enable suggestions, I want you to suggest not a technology. Don't suggest like Mongo or React or Vue. It should be something completely random and completely unrelated to technology. So you can suggest coffee mug, or balloon, or hat, or guitar, or stapler, red stapler, or something like that. And also, all of these suggestions are open to my interpretation. This is my show. I'm writing the code, so I get to decide what we're going to do with all of these things. But here we go. Yeah, and yeah, don't suggest WebSockets because that's a technology. But there's only going to be 5 suggestions. So the first 5 people to make a suggestion will give me. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. I thought I had mod events turned. Oh, you know what? Here. Cool. That's how it should be. So I'm only going to allow 5 suggestions. You need to be one of the first 5 people to make that suggestion using your seedlings. You have to use your seedlings. It can't just be a chat message. You have to use your seedlings. And after the first 5, that's it. That's all. Does everyone understand? Type 1 in chat if you understand and you're ready to go. Banana slugs? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And you got to be quick. The moment I unpause this, you can make a suggestion. Are you ready? Go. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's all. That's all. Okay, so Fob suggested phone, Vimsurf suggested wholesome, Stony Eagle suggested music, Drop Mania suggested cables, and Me Not Santa suggested space. These are great suggestions. Like, if you were being introduced to coding improv, these are the kind of suggestions you would want to see. These are fantastic. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Yeah, I think I do have a 4-second delay. But regardless, it's okay. If you didn't get to suggest today, you'll get to suggest next time. Episode 20. Okay. We'll say it again. Fob suggested phone. I mean, it's technically a technology, but we could build a mobile app. We could come up with some kind of mobile app to build. Stony Eagle suggested music. Vimsurf suggested wholesome. Drop Mania suggested cables. Me Not Santa suggested space. All right, these are our suggestions. Let's go. I'm going to set a 5-minute timer so we can come up with an overarching idea that includes all of these suggestions, and then we're going to start building. So 5.5-minute timer. Here we go. And feel free to throw suggestions in the chat. So what could we build that incorporates all of these things? We could build a mobile app that like lets you make music of some kind. I don't know how we could incorporate cables in there. Yeah, what would a cable generator be? And what are some other interpretations of cables? Because when I think of cable, at least in the US, we call this is a cable. I know like in the UK they call these leads. Yeah, I mean we could potentially use the audio API for some kind of synth stuff. And then yeah, cables would let us plug one synth into the other. That could be interesting. Yeah, I think it will just be client-side terawatt. At least. I don't know if there's going to be a server-side component. So we could do like a spaced theme synthesizer. That could be interesting. Though, I mean, I would have to do some research. So I know that the... Come on, terawatt. I know that the web audio API supports this kind of stuff, and there are some music-making libraries that we could try to find. A different thing of things interacting with each other. Talk about cables as an analogy for TRPC. Yeah, things plugging together. Okay, yeah, so this could be open to interpretation, like plugging things together. Yeah. A virtual phone on web, which has a music app where you can play music. The cable plugged to the phone goes to speakers and background to space. I mean, you've got it, B-Tears. That covers everything. A phone is in space that you need to connect with cables in order to become whole and be able to listen to music. Yeah, it could be something interesting like that. Let's look at the free dictionary. A cable is a strong, large diameter, heavy steel or fiber rope. Electricity, a bound or sheathed rope of mutually insulated conductors. That's what this is. But am I right in saying that like people in the UK call these leads? This is a lead. I'm gonna go stand in the queue with my lead. Cool. So those are cables. A phone ring generator with wholesome music drone. Huh. Okay. I have an idea. Okay, so we want some like ambient, spacey background synth music happening. Okay, whether or not we generate that or we find it somewhere, that's going to be happening. And then we have wholesome quotes. We can like maybe find these in an API, but I mean the thing that comes to mind is like Bob Ross. Like we could find a bunch of Bob Ross quotes, and then this is like not related to the suggestions, but we could feed those quotes into a text to speech. So I think Monster TTS is a thing. this. So if you haven't heard or seen this before, it's fascinating. They have these AI trained voices. I don't think they have Bob Ross. Yeah, beat the devil out of it. Exactly. But we could pick a voice. We could pick a voice and then use it to generate. Like here's like the AI Linus voice.
Before we get into today's video, make sure to purchase a water bottle at lttstore.com.
But you can literally feed it any text. And there's also there's the narrator, which is funny.
And here we see a prime example of a paprika. This rare species is only found in the place called twitch.tv.
So, we could pick a voice. We could pick a voice that is like wholesome. Try SpongeBob. Let's see. That one I don't think is as good. Let's see.
I'm going to the park with Patrick and Squidward and Sandy.
Well, not bad. So if you know of Moist Critical or Charlie or Penguin Zero, this is fascinating.
Fine, I guess you were my little pog champ. Come here.
So he's on there. Oh yeah, and then Eminem.
His palms are sweating. These weak arms are heavy.
Okay, so feed quote into TTS. So I think we would pick one of these voices that is somewhat wholesome, like maybe the narrator.
And here we see a prime example
and actually,
of a paprika. This rare species is only found in the place called twitch.tv.
There's another site I found that actually does have an API. Does anybody know what it is? I think they're using it here. Who's Sir Dave? Oh, the narrator. Is it 12.ai? 15 AI? David Attenborough. That's what it is, huh? Well, their HTTPS doesn't work, but let's see. We will be back very soon. That was a month ago. But I forget what it was. I found the site. Maybe there's a TTS Monster API, because there was a site where people could submit AI voices as well. So there were all kinds. Sorry for the loud noise. We're gonna do another 5-minute timer because this, I think we're on a roll here. Mic Monster. TTS. Moist Critical Voice. Did I do Moist Critical right? Oh, I guess it has a 1 in it. Totally forget what the website is. Like it was like TTS Monster, but they actually had an API. This is not it.
Welcome to Responsive Voice. Voice enable your website or app in minutes.
No, because these are just like regular plain old voices. It was like famous people. Famous voice TTS. Typecast? No. Play.ht. No, these are just regular plain old ones. And Nookie Poo, thank you very much for that, Prime. Appreciate you. How do these sites not get into legal problems? I don't know, because it kind of gets into the, what do you call it? The fake you. This is it. Yes. Yes. So look at all the voices that they have. So they have cartoons and everything else. Okay. I think if we search for, they'd have to have like a Bob Ross, right? Right? All voices. I guess they don't. What is another wholesome character? Internet famous? Streamers? Is any streamer in this list a wholesome streamer? I'm honestly not familiar with most of them in the list. Liam Neeson is wholesome. Morgan Freeman. Let's go with Morgan Freeman. Yeah. That's the way to go. Welcome to Coding Improv, the show where the code is made up and the points don't matter. Oh, I didn't even look at this. AI voice actors for games, film, and the metaverse. Wow. People are going to be out of jobs because of AI. All right, let's hear it.
Welcome to Coding Improv, the show where the code is made up and the points don't matter.
That's amazing. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's still amazing. We can try these other ones too. The points don't matter. Okay, cool. And I think we could. The thing is, if we make it a mobile app, it's not. It wouldn't be usable by other people really, because we'd have to put it in the App Store or whatever else. 2 failed attempts. What? This site is called fakeyou.com. Okay. Or there's another one? What's this? Oh, it redirects. Yeah, I guess making it responsive, but again, that would be in this as like a technology suggestion. So people had the idea of like, okay, if there is, oh, we could do like phonetic spelling. Yeah. Yeah, and in space, technically, we could have, like, space backgrounds, but how do we incorporate a phone into this? Huh. Okay. Spacey. Get a space background, get a random space background from NASA API. Phone.png. Kevin Spacey? Is he in here? Not in here. Morgan Freeman on a phone. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this. We're gonna plug it into like background remover. Or there's like a free one that we can do it. Beautiful. So this is our, wait, is his head cut off in the original? I guess that's fine. So we're going to take this image. Do that. Cool. Take this image. It's going to bounce around the screen like the bouncing DVD logo. And there will just be random quotes that he's going to be reading off with a space background. And then we'll find a music library to get the web audio API synthesizer to make the spacey background music. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, this background remover is impressive. You can technically use this piece for free, but if you want to do like HD images, then you have to sign up for credits and an account. But how do we do cables? I don't know. We'll think about that later. Okay. But we've got Morgan. Let's start coding. And I'm going to set a 50-minute timer. And we're going to do our best to build this thing within that. So here we go. First of all, we want to talk to the NASA API. But let's create ourselves an index.html. This is just going to be the entry point to everything. And let's take a quick stretch and get ready to code. Cables between the UI elements? We'll figure it out. For now, I'm just going to add a script tag. And this is going to let us write some interactive codes where we can make a request to get... I got to spell script right. Script, like that. We can make a request to the NASA API to get like a random space image. So that's the first step that we're going to do. We'll call this app.js. We'll make this a module. And here we go. So we'll create our app.js. We need a way to get a NASA space image. So if you're new here, if you're new to coding, I'm going to do my best to explain everything. And I'm not using a live server extension. I'll show you in a second what I use to like auto refresh the app. But what we need is a little body of code that gets a random space background. So I am creating this function. This is a little piece of repeatable code that I'm going to be able to call to get a random space background. So when the app starts up, I will invoke the code inside of here to get that random space background. I need to make what's known as an API request. We need to make a fetch request to some URL to get that random space image. We have to figure out what that URL is, and that's going to give us back the response. So that's step one. The response, I believe, will be JSON, so we'll parse it like that. And then for now, we're just going to log it out so we can see what we get. Let's go figure out that URL. NASA space random image API is a thing. This Morgan Freeman photo has a cable. Yeah, that's okay. That's what we'll use then. And that satisfies it. That satisfies it, right? Right? Look at that. It's fascinating. So this is going to be our Morgan Freeman photo. We're going to replace the other one. Okay. So NASA has an API, which means like we can build our own apps that use their data. And we are going to need an API key. For now, I think we can use the demo key. But let's see. NASA image and video library. It doesn't look like they have a random endpoint. I thought they did. Or I think there's like an image of the day. Maybe we could just do a search for like something specific and then pick a random one from that. Yeah, if anybody knows what the random endpoint is, let me know. Or where I can find it. We might just... we might just try search really quick. So what this says is I can make a request to this URL /search with a query string. So if I do this and I say query is moon, we get back a collection. And then that collection has items, 100 items. That's awesome. And if we look at it, it has data. And then it has links, which is the preview. Let's see the preview. Oh, the James Webb Telescope API would be great too. We will go forward to the moon. It's tiny. Let's look at the James Webb Telescope, because I know like those are mostly space pictures. I know the NASA API is going to have a lot of different stuff, but let's see. Cool. Simply sign up below to get your API key and start making requests. Can you show me the documentation first? And then this is the astronomy picture of the day. I think I can do API key equals demo key. Count 1. Incorrect field passed. I don't know. I'll have to look at the docs for it. Maybe honestly the James Webb Telescope would be great. Let's look at their docs. Let's see what they can give us back. Yeah, it was hard for me to even find that, but I found the button. I found the button. Okay. Get by program ID. Observation. Get data from a given observation. Get the programs. Get the suffixes. Huh. Oh, here it is. Astronomy picture of the day. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, and then it's just complaining at me because I don't have an API key, but then I set API key to demo key, like, and then I did this. Oh, that did work. Okay, never mind. Oh, API key with lowercase. That's the main issue. So yeah, this just gives us back one, but I would like, oh, that's nice. I would like multiple that I can choose from. I guess if I pass in a random date, yeah, we could pass in a random date from the month of October and get a different one. That's what we do. Okay, yeah, so then I can say date, and then we format it in the best way to format dates, which is like this, with year, month, day. Nice. That's it. That's the one. That's the winner. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we need to make a request against this, but we need to pass in a random date. I don't need date if I add count. Oh. So if I just say like count equals 31, we can get 31 different pictures and then pick a different one. Oh, then count randomly chosen images will be turned. So honestly, if I just say count equals 1, that gives me a different one every time. Huh. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. The thing is, like, I could prevent making multiple API requests, though, if we just get 50, like let's just get 30 when the page loads, and we'll just choose from those. That's what we're going to do. So we'll make this request. Because the other issue is right now I'm using the demo API key, which is limited in the number of requests that you can make. And we'll just do that. Okay, perfect. So count equals 30. So when the page loads, I'm going to make an API request against that URL, and we're going to get back this data. But then I can write code that gets something from that. So let's do this. We'll have our images be initialized to null. And if images is null, then we need to make the API request. So we make the API request, we set images equal to the API response, and then we just return a random one. But if we call this function again, we'll already have the images, so we won't make the API request again. So we'll just return images at a random thing. So I'll do math.floor of math.random times images.length. Like that. So that's going to give me one random image from that array of 30 images. And so then I can do it like this. So after I get that random space background, actually we'll put this in a function. So I'll have a function called set space background. Like this. And so it will get a random space background. Random image. So it will call that function, get the image, and then we want to set it on the page. So this object has a URL property, and that's really all we need. I don't think we even need the HD URL. I guess we could. Let's see if it loads fast enough. Yeah, it does. Cool. We'll use the HD URL. So we want this specific property on it. and we want to set it on the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it as the background style on the body. Yeah, on the body. So let's add some styles. Let's add our style.css. And then I want to target the body. I want to remove the margin, remove the padding, and give it a width of 100 view width and a height of 100 view height. So it takes up the full page. And then with JavaScript, we can select it. So first of all, I'll link that styles.css in here. So now the styles get applied to the page. And then over here in the JavaScript, we'll select the body. Actually, we don't even need to select the body. We can access it. So after we get that random space background, we can say document.body.style.background, and then we'll set that here to be an image. So it's a URL that wraps random image.hd URL, HDURL, there. Equals, great. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, and then Drills mentioned like border box and reset. So one thing we can do to do like a super simple reset is set everything to have no margin, no padding, and then also box sizing should be set to border box. Now, I'm not getting any autocomplete in my CSS, and I think it's because I have post CSS enabled. What happens if I just choose CSS? Does this give me autocomplete? It does. Ah, okay. So I probably need to disable that post CSS thing. Okay. Save the 50 images and then import it. You're totally right, Oster, because that way people won't have to ping the NASA API when they go to my page. I'm going to save 100 of them. That's what I'm going to do. Oh no, I'm doing it all with vanilla. I'm doing it all with vanilla. There's no yeah, and then we're not rate limited, and so basically this page will keep working even if their API goes down or whatever. So I'll call this images.json. Nice. We'll save that in there. And so that should be all of them. And then now, instead of requesting their API, I'm just going to request images.json like that. And so that will just request this file, and it doesn't have to go to some other server. It literally just brings that file in, which should be fine. And then let's look up the CSS for full screen background image. How to make a full screen background image with CSS. Okay. This, but you can combine that all into one. What? Give me the combined. Give me something I can copy paste that has the combined. Well, this is the worst tutorial ever. I can't copy paste the code. Yeah, so I think that is like this is infuriating, and this was the top result on DuckDuckGo. This, I think this is what, yeah, this is what I want. So I'm gonna put all of these on the body right here. I'm not gonna set a min height. But this is what we're going to set dynamically, the background image URL. So we set background size, background repeat, background position. All of that stays the same. So we get one big image in the center that covers the whole thing. And then here is where we actually want to set background image to be what I just had. So the URL with that. Okay. So when the page loads, do that. Now we're actually going to preview it and see if we did it. Code looking good is better than code being copyable? I guess so. You're also preventing newbies from just copying and not typing it themselves. Who's to say? Who's to say? Why do they put it on HTML? I don't know. You could put it on either. This should work on the body, though. But someone asked earlier, I'm going to use this tool called Light Server. So Light Server you can get from npm. If you do npm install Josh G, light server. This is a auto-refreshing static file server. So we have a bunch of static files, the index page, the JavaScript, the CSS. If I do light server, that is going to start a static file server and then load a background image. One thing I'll do, first try. One thing I'll do is I'll set the background color to be black. So that way when the page initially loads, well, I guess technically you see it slowly loading. Do we want to build an image loader so there's no flash? I think we want to build an image loader, don't we? Let's build an image loader. It should be easy enough. Basically what we can do is we can say image is a new image with the URL. Wait, can I do an image loader that's set as the background though? I don't think I can. I don't think you can you have an image loader if it's set in CSS? I guess technically no, I can just wait for it to load, then set it, and it won't have to download it because it's already downloaded it. Image dot add event listener for on load. For load, I think. How would I add lazy to lazy load the CSS? Do I have to call? But it's not an image tag, it's a CSS property. Image load? How do I tell it to load? I guess I could set it on like a hidden element. Let's look up how to do this. So JavaScript image load. There's a way to do this. Oh, well, loading is a valid property. Okay. So image dot. Okay, I think you just have the wrong event on load. And I guess you don't pass in the URL, you just say image.source equals that. Okay, so it is downloading it in the background. And then I think I do want it to be load. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's it. So basically what we do is this downloads it behind the scenes, and then when it's ready, it sets it there. So now we don't get the we just get black and then we get the image like that. Cool. Cool. I guess the other thing we could do is I don't know how we would get it to fade in. Like I think if we wanted it to like have opacity and like fade in, we would need a separate element that we could control the opacity on. Cuz I don't think I could do like transition duration. I don't think transition duration I don't think this affects the background URL. It doesn't. So yeah, how would we do that with CSS? How can we tell CSS that we want to wait half a second before loading the image? And also, why is this not loading now? Yeah, okay, so that's what we're going to have to do. So we create ourselves a, we'll call this a background element that we set the background URL on. This has all of these properties, and it initially has an opacity of 0, and then we oh, I have cache disabled turn on? That would do it. Okay, so yeah, this is basically what we're gonna do. Instead of putting the background directly on the body, we'll have ourselves like a little div here that has a class of background, and that's what we'll set it on. So that way, after the image has loaded, we'll set the opacity to 1. So now instead of document.body, let's put it in a variable. We'll say background image element is document.query selector. The element that has the class background. And then we'll do this on that element. And then here we'll say the opacity, the style.opacity is 1. So that should fade it in. And then this should fade it out on page load. I guess the other thing is we need to make sure that this has a width of 100% and a height of 100%. So it takes up the full parent. And then, who was it? Platt suggested that we make this 0.5 seconds instead of 500 milliseconds. Ta-da! It doesn't work. Let's see what we got, though. We got our body. We got the background element. I spelled height wrong. Height. Nice. Nice. That's the winner. And also, like, instead of 0.5, I mean, let's make it a full 1.5 seconds. Okay, here we go. Whoa! Nice! Did I spell background wrong, too? And then this happens every now and then. I wonder why this happens. I broke it. We could do. I'm curious if there's like if there was like a loading error or something like that, and then like it never loaded. It is what it is, because that works, and that works, and that works. What is background? Oh, I mean, it's just my variable name. It's not that big a deal. Background image element. There we go. There we go. Undefined. Yeah, that's probably what it is, Zyrus. It doesn't have an HD image URL. Cool. So, what we can do is set it to this or the URL if there was no HD image URL. I think that was the issue. Wow. 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 Okay, I'm very proud of this. It's so simple. It literally just loads a full screen image, but look at that fade in. Look at that fade in. Okay, it broke again. Why does it break when I don't have the console open? Oh, there it was. It just took a second to load. I don't know. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Yeah, so, I mean, we could do preload, but we don't know what the image is until we've chosen it. And that would load it in the background. I mean, I think I still need to do this whole onload thing. But we could, for now, just to watch it, every, wait, what is our animation time? Let's have an animation time of just 1 second. And then every 3 seconds, set a new background. Let's just watch it till it breaks. I think, honestly, I think I need to do this. I need to, instead of setting an interval, I need to set a timeout so that it doesn't do it until it's already loaded and done here. Because otherwise it doesn't wait for it to load. But I mean, I am setting the opacity back here, but I think the issue was multiple were loading in the background because of set interval, where I technically shouldn't call it until it's already done. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess the other thing I need to do is I need to listen for when the animation is done after setting the opacity before setting the source. I don't think the images are missing. I think some of them are load really fast and some of them load really slow. Can this get me a job? I mean, it could be like one thing in your portfolio, but you'd need a little bit more to get a job. Isn't there like an animation end event? Well, I'm setting it to 0 and then I set it to 1 after it's there. Yeah, it's animate. Okay. Let's just see if this works. I mean, right now we're adding a ton of like I'm not gonna remove the listener, but let's see if this changes anything. What do I think gets a job for people? Lots of projects in your portfolio. Like, so basically, to answer the question, will this get me a job? What does this demonstrate that you know how to do? First of all, you know the basics of elements, you know the basics of CSS, and then you know the basics of selecting elements, making API requests, and then also like adding event listeners. This is all like classic front-end web development. So if you know how to do these things, sure, that's one aspect, but front-end web development is more than just this. Typically, you're not just dealing with backgrounds, you're also dealing with UI elements, and then you're probably dealing with more complex APIs and like more than one page. So things get a bit more complex than this. All right, this did not work. Okay. Onload? Is there like a transition end in event? I thought that was animation end. Is transition end a thing? It is. That's what we want. Okay, and now that I think about it, we actually do want this in its own function. Because then we can remove it immediately after. It is a thing. Okay. I think because the opacity was already 0, there is no transition. Yeah, so I have to do this. So there is, these are different things. So I saw someone else mention it, so I'll address it. This is an image element, typically like an image that would be loaded on the page, like an image tag. This is a CSS background, and you can't set an image tag to be the CSS background. So I'm doing these separately, but the browser is working on my behalf because basically after it's already loaded it in the background here, that means when I set it as a CSS background, it'll use the same image, which means it doesn't have to load it twice. That's why I'm doing it this way. And I mean, the main reason we're having any of these issues is because this is a CSS property, and then this is actually like loading it. Why? Honestly, why do I even care? Like we just got down this path because I was trying to do it multiple times per second, when honestly, it's only going to happen like once every 10 seconds anyways. I'm just going to undo all of this. All of this. I don't need to worry about transition end or anything like that. I mean, I guess not. I guess that's the main issue here is, why not set the source of an image element? Because you can't get the same background image cover on just an image element, right? Right? I don't think, anyways. You'd have to like resize the element past the size of the parent to get it to cover. I am really curious though, like why was that transition in thing not firing? Object fit cover? Well, well, I'm already wasting so much time. It's fine though. It's fine. Let's do it. Let's make this an image with a class of background. And then now it has width 100%, height 100%, object fit cover. And object position center. Cool. Which means this is now an image tag already. So we can say set its style opacity to 0, get the random image. Set the source here. And then we're not setting it, we're just setting the opacity to 1. But let me pull this into a little function. Image load is this. So when the load event happens, we call this function, and then we remove the event listener so we don't load it again. Actually, no, don't even have to do that. No, because check it. All we're doing is setting the opacity, so I can just add this listener once at the top level. Okay, our code got way simpler, but it's broken. It's broken. It's not doing what we. What are your idea for cables? So, yeah, you're totally right. This should remain as background. Cool. And we need to give it a transition duration of 1.5 seconds. Cool. Yeah, and then I guess if we set overflow hidden, we can get rid of the scroll bars, but I guess that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it because for the most part you can see the image. Yeah, this is a much more predictable behavior. Great. Great. Cool. It took us 45 minutes to do this. Whoa! Apparently they can be animations too. Yeah, and good call, Joe Mill. So I don't know if there's a copyright, but we will put it. Let's put a little tag on the page that says where we got the image from. API dot. Let's see what we get back from here. We get explanation, title. We don't really have a way to reference the copyright. They're in the public domain? Oh, then we don't have to do anything. Okay. All right, it took us 45 minutes to add a background image. So let's keep moving. Now we want some ambient spacey background synth music. How are we going to get that? I don't know. I'm going to search. So the Web Audio API is a way of actually creating synthesizers in the web browser. It's kind of amazing. You literally can create synthesizer nodes, and then they can generate waves, and you can do stuff with them. So Actually, okay, somebody mentioned that there is a copyright on some of them. Let's see. Just to be sure. Oh, there is. Okay, so if there's a copyright, Lund Observatory, we'll add it. Yeah, like this one doesn't have it, but some of them do. So we'll add it. That's the least we can do. So let's add a little div right here. Give it a class of copyright. And then by default, it will be visibility hidden. So it's not shown. And then if we notice that it has a copyright, we'll show it. We're going to give this a position of absolute, and then we'll put it in the bottom left corner. So we'll say bottom 1 rem, and then left 1 rem. So it's going to be like right off the left corner. Let's set the font family on the whole body to be a sans serif. And make the color white in the background in like a see-through black color. So we'll say background RGBA with 0, 0, 0, 0.8, like that. Cool. Seems fine. So now that's there, and then we'll just say something like, let's grab that copy coding guard for now, just to preview what that's going to look like. It's visibility hidden by default. We'll just disable that until we're ready. So yeah, it looks like that. Let's give it a little bit of padding. So there's some space around the text. Is this when we go to AI generated music? Maybe, maybe. What's going on here? A YouTube embed. Okay, this API is extremely inconsistent, but here's what we're gonna do. Okay, the image is that. If image.url match YouTube, or the HD URL matches that. I don't know which one it's in. Honestly, I can just go look at our JSON because we're looking at this, but I need to format it. Here we go. Okay. There's 3 of them that have a URL, which is a YouTube embed. Honestly, I could just remove them from the JSON, but I'm just going to skip over them. Is there a media type property? I'll take a look. I'll try that, Mark Boots. I just do... Oh, no commas and then a slash? So there are 3 that are videos. I'm just going to remove them from this object so I don't have to write any custom code. Gone. All right. Okay, we don't have to worry about that anymore. We don't have to update our code. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. Good to go. And there we go. We got that copyright down there. Which is awesome. But now we can dynamically update the copyright. So by default, visibility will be hidden. And then if the image has a copyright, and then here, let's do, let's grab the copyright element. I think it has a class of copyright, right? Yes, it does. And when we load an image, we're going to set it to hidden. So we'll say copyright image element.style.opacity is 0, so we hide it. And then if there is a copyright, then we'll set it to 1. Where do we store that property? Honestly, I kind of just want to put it on the image itself. So I can say that, like, has copyright, random image.copyright. And not even has, because I'm literally setting it to a string. And so if that's the case, then set it to 1. Oh, and we need, no, not opacity. And I guess not visibility. We'll just set opacity to 0. Cool. I missed a bunch of chats. Sorry about that, everybody. Why not use after? I'm not very good at CSS. Okay, it's showing it, which is good. And awesomest, awesome. Thank you for that, Prime. Cool. We need to actually set the text. So, and actually, then I don't have to do this weird checking of the copyright. I can say the copyright element text content is that, and then if there is text content, set it. Yeah. So Peter Mashad, Chart 32 team. Justin Quinnell, great. This is it. But the main reason I'm always setting it is because I need to set the opacity on whether or not it's there, which gives us the fade in and the fade out. That's the main reason. So now it can fade in with the background. Let's put that little copyright symbol on there though. Copy. Well, if I do or NASA, then it's always going to have a value. There we go. Look at that! Copyright undefined. Because it's always... Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this, and then if it has it, we'll set it with the @ sign, with the copyright sign. Nice. This one doesn't have a copyright. Oh, I think there's an ad happening right now. Is there an ad? I guess you probably can't tell me if there's an ad because because of that. Oh yeah, somebody asked what were the prompts for today. No ad. Okay. I guess an ad. Did an ad just happen? Oh, there. Okay, some people saw an ad. These are the prompts for today: phone, wholesome, music, space, and cables. At this point, we've kind of only handled space. We're about to handle music, and then we know what we're gonna do for phone, wholesome, and cables. That should be pretty easy. But I'm pretty happy with this. It took us 45 minutes to make a background and have a copyright image on it, which I'm fine with. But, you know, that's how these things go. Welcome in, ETH Coding. Your very first message in the channel is read so that I can see it. Welcome in, Sidniv. Are we just getting ones that don't have copyright anymore? Did I break it? I don't want to debug it. I want to be moved on by now. Line 16. Oh, because that's undefined. Yeah. Well, I guess really it needs to be this. But we weren't even seeing the copyright image. Oh, can't access property of undefined. That's, yeah, we were getting an error in the console. Cannot access property of undefined. I was whistling. I've never been able to whistle in my life. I can't do it again. That was it. It's the only time I've ever been able to whistle in my entire life. That's why I sustained it when it happened. Oh well. Oh well, I'm not gonna try. Okay, let's keep going. All right, we got ourselves some space. Great work, everybody. Now we want some spacey background music. Let's say JavaScript, ambient, synth. Let's see what we can get. Building a synthesizer in JavaScript. Sure. There's also like JavaScript music library, or like web audio library. There's some really cool JavaScript libraries that let you create synthesizers and sounds on the web page. Let's see. Oscillators. That's the core of synthesizers. Howler.js, audio library for the modern web. Can you? I mean, that's more so of like high level audio. We need just like a sound generator. I guess technically I also could just find some like space sounds. A pizzicato sound. That actually was that sounded like space, but it was really loud. It was really loud. Yeah, sorry everyone. Sorry. It's too loud. No, thank you. Okay. Create my own audio function. I mean, here's the thing. This is what the background of space sounds like, right? This is sorry. I'm really sorry, everyone. This is the beginning of the universe. That's what we're hearing right now. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Reporting me to Twitch. Stop it. Sure. Yeah, the actual space is silent, but I mean, these are cool. Okay, so actually, what if we just made it sound spacey? So what if we? Okay, no, I have an idea. So what we were gonna do is we were gonna take this Morgan Freeman text to speech, but we could pass it through this so that it gives it reverb and makes it sound like he's in space.
Welcome to Coding Improv, the show where the code is made up and the points don't matter.
Okay, or this one?
Welcome to Coding Improv.
This one's better.
The show where the code is made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah, so this one's good, but we could take that, pass it into Pizzicato Effects Reverb, and then it gives his voice a reverb like he's in space. Let's do that. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, how do we add this library? Halloween? Halloween sound? This is cool. Spooky Halloween sounds. All right, turning the sound way down so I don't trigger anyone. Thanks for the one useful thing you've done. Appreciate you. Okay. Let's add this sound library. Here we go. What did I say? Come on, you can't don't, like, look at your chat history. You literally do nothing but troll. But it's fun. It's fun. But and then finally you do something useful. But let's see. So what Terawatt just linked us is how we can add this pizzicato library to our page. So if I add a script tag and I put that in, that should give us access to it. And then we should be able to create a sound. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this. Our time's up. I mean, I guess we're not being timed anymore. I'm already sad at the fact that it took us 45 minutes to make a background. So this, it's gonna take as long as it takes. Pixel synth, image to sound. I've never heard of that. But let's see. Can I create an instance using the audio file? So I do believe this site has an API. We still haven't tapped into that yet. But I think we can actually get the...
Welcome to Coding Improv, the show where the code is made up and the points don't matter.
Here it is. Here's the WAV file. Yeah, so we can get that WAV file directly. But if I pass that as the URL right here, that should load it. And then we should be able to play it. Let's see if we can now play it. Well, I guess technically it's not going to work because it tries to play before I've actually interacted with the page. So let's add a click listener on the page. So when we click the page, play the sound. Error while fetching. Cross-origin request blocked. That makes sense because I think this pizzicato library is literally trying to download the sound. We want to pass in. It's not just going to be this all the time. It's going to be random quotes that he's going to be saying, which means we'll need to do this dynamically. But the issue is that this pizzicato library is literally trying to download it. So check it out. If I actually just put it into an audio element, it would play the sound. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we won't add the pizzicato library because if I create an audio instance, pass in that URL, and then say play, this will work. And the reason is there's no cores restriction on I believe on audio elements.
Welcome to Coding Improv, the show where the code is made up and the points don't matter.
So the reason I'm not frustrated by cores is because I understand its limitations. And what's happening behind the scenes is Pizzicato is literally doing a fetch, which falls under cores, whereas an audio element with a source doesn't fall under cores. Okay. We are going to we're going to remove Pizzicato. We do want some spacey backgrounds. I mean, I think this could work. Like if we grab these and play them in the background. I guess we could pick one and just have it playing in the background all the time. Plasma Waves chorus. Okay, yeah, so this one is good. Can I download it? Let's see. I can. Cool. Spooky Saturn. That sounds like a bird. I'm gonna add this to the README. Sound provided by this. Chill out. Okay, so now that we have this file locally, the spookysaturn.mp3, we can load that one instead. Or no, we can load them simultaneously. So we can say the voice audio is this one, and we play it. And then we have another one that says the background audio is a new audio with spookysaturn.mp3. So it loads that. Yeah, we could use Cores Anywhere, but that's going to proxy all of those downloads through that server. I don't think we want to do that to you, Stony Eagle, because it would be a lot of bandwidth to your server. And then I can also say background audio.loop. Typo in the file name. Spooky Saturn. Okay. I want to explain cores like you're 5. Remind me when Coding Improv is over, and I think I...
Welcome to Coding Improv, the show where the code is made up
yes, we will do that.
matter.
We'll do a whole thing. It'll probably take me... I need to do some setup, and I need to come up with examples and stuff, but yes, I would like to do that, because I tried to do it in the past, but it wasn't to my liking. Is that too loud, or is that a good volume for the background music? Volume is good. Let's do this. Music. I mean, it's space
Welcome
sounds.
to Coding Improv, the show where the code is made up and the points don't matter.
Okay, I think we're in a good spot. First of all, let's get rid of that background music. And now, I do believe FakeU has an API. Yeah, they have an API doc. They have API doc. So now we want to be able to call this with various quotes. It's API rate limited to prevent abuse, which is fine. Make a TTS request. It gives us a token, and then we have to wait for it. Honestly, we could generate a bunch of pre-canned Morgan Freeman quotes, or quotes that we want him to say, so that way he doesn't have to make an API request. I think that's actually how I want to handle this. Is we'll come up with like 10 quotes that we're going to rotate through, and I'll have all of those downloaded so we don't have to make a bunch of API requests. So let's come up with some quotes. These need to be wholesome quotes. And if anybody has like a link to maybe like a quote website or a quote database, yeah. Oh, I guess that's true, Fob. You're totally right, because if I download the sounds locally, then we don't have to deal with cores, and then make Morgan Freeman explain cores. But yeah, you're totally right. We could actually run them through Pizzicato at that point. Developer quotes? No, they need to be wholesome quotes. Wholesome quotes. Quotes. I hate the word wholesome. Why is that the top response? Kung Fu Panda, the future is a present. Dad jokes? Oh, today is a gift. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why we call it present. I don't think Kung Fu Panda came up with that, but I mean, maybe they did. Zen quotes. It's from The Simpsons? Wait, what is this list? Inspiring quotes. Is this code under the MIT license? It has no... I can't use this. It has no license. I can't use this. But it has no... It needs a license. How to choose an open source license. There's like a... Yeah, choosealicense.com. Here's what happens if you don't have a license. Here, you can read about this. Huh. Oh, this is hilarious. So there's actually a Kanye West well, let's do this. This will be fun. I'm going to personally see if that Taylor Swift gets her masters back. Scooter is a close family friend. What? That doesn't even make any sense. But Kanye is in here. What do you mean, Terrawat?
I'm going to personally see to it that Taylor Swift gets her master's bag. Scooter's a close family friend. So
it's AI. It's only so good. It's only so good. And then it has all this inference at the end, like.
I'm going to personally see to it that.
Okay, we're not going to use Kanye quotes. This library could work. Honestly, we could potentially load this from esm.sh. Let's see. Let us try. So, import quotes from this. Will this work? Yeah, and then that's an object that has get random quote. Easy, easy. I don't care if it's 70 kilobytes. Success is how you bounce after you hit the bottom. Great. Great. Good evening, Zilla here. Welcome in. And we want Morgan Freeman. It's easier to search for it. The thing is, honestly, I just need to run this 10 times. And then we're done, because we have all of our quotes. And then I'll remove the library. Why not get 100 quotes? Well, wait, is it giving me the same random quote every time? Is it, Random. What are the other functions that it has? Okay, yeah. I mean, I was thinking sure. Yeah. Why not? Let's try. I mean, set should, yeah, I don't see. Let's see. Yeah, look, it's the same one over and over again. How is this library implemented? let's just find the quotes and then copy them. All right, is this under the MIT license? This is under the MIT license. Great. We will add a reference to them, and we will we're gonna save these quotes and just grab a random one. Here we go. You know, we actually haven't done this a lot in the past where we make it so that this... So here's the thing. By pulling all of this data down locally into the app, that makes it so that once we deploy it, this thing will kind of just work forever. So that way, like, if the APIs go down or whatever else, it'll keep on working. So that's awesome. Cool. And then we can do a similar thing, like let quotes equal null. And then we can have an async function called get random quote. You're right. The images still are external, but we can probably confidently say that they'll be hosted there for a while. Okay. Quotes, get quotes.json. Cool. So I have a new function, get random quote. It's going to give us a random quote from that array. Well, never mind. I thought we were going to like load it to the API. But I guess we're not. Why not? We'll call their API. It's like the fake you API is a little bit complicated because you make the request and then you have to wait for it to be done. So you actually like pull it with an ID to get back the response. Not today. And then also, like, for whatever reason, this was, like, breaking. You'll see that it, like, sometimes it was saying, like, failed.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Nice. Nice. Really, I'm just contemplating life right now. Like, what do we do from here? We have ourselves a page with a random background image on load. I guess we also could. I mean, one easy thing is, every 30 seconds, set a new space background. That's one thing we'll do. So now every 30 seconds, we're gonna get a new space background. Easy. Where's the music part? Oh, we have that the space noise playing in the background. When the audio ends, another background, another quote. Yeah, but okay. So let me just let's take a second and just download a bunch of these text to speeches.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
And let's download it. Let's create a new folder called quotes. We'll call this one success. Cool. All right, now we got to come up with another quote. And honestly, we don't even need the we don't need that JSON file anymore. Really, what I want to do now is an async function get 10 quotes. And then we have a for loop. It goes from I equals 0 to 10. We get the quote. We log the quote. And then we call this, and then these are going to be the 10 quotes that we pass in and then download the result from. Okay, so our first quote is, the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Okay. Sure. Sure. Well, I'm only doing the for loop because I'm doing it manually. So basically, right now, I'm literally going to manually download 10 different WAV files so we don't have to make the API request. So everyone, go grab a coffee. Go grab a coffee. No, it's all good. It's all good. This is your time to just hang out while I download these 10 quotes. Yeah, there might be a lot of people pinging the site right now because things are happening. Open 10 tabs. I think they're going to rate limit me if I try doing that. Welcome in, Light D-Saber. A good moment to answer questions? No, I don't feel like it. I want to take a break. The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. Train my own model. I mean, it would be cool if we could download this model locally and use. I don't know if that's even possible. Have I done any coding improvs that I want to revisit? Probably. There was like an overlay game we built once. Yeah. Well, I mean, my whole reason that I hesitate generating these audio files is rate limiting. I mean, like, technically, yeah, I guess we could call their API. Yeah. Yes, but this is honestly, this is going to be easier to just do 10 of these rather than to write the code to do it. I don't even know what this one was.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Wait, didn't we already download that one? No, I guess we didn't. But the other one was called Success. Oh, they're both related to...
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
They're both related to success. Okay, the next one is, to reach a port, we must sail. Thanks, Morgan Freeman. Go with 3. Well, that's the thing is, like, I typically don't take PRs on this stuff because I don't want to ever touch it again. Generate the words and then slice them up. I don't know if that would sound as good as we would think.
To reach a port, we must sail. To reach a port, we must sail.
I think maybe it's because I didn't put a period on the end of the sentence. Let's try it again. Mr. Freeman, yeah, you got to put a period on the end of the sentence.
To reach a port, we must sail.
Yeah, if you don't put a period, then the AI is...
To reach a port, we must sail.
Is a little little confused. All right, that's 3 of 10. We're on our way. It is hard to fail, but it is worse than ever to to have tried to succeed. I'm making too many requests. See, this is what I mean. Like, if we would have wrote the script, we would have run into this anyways, and it would have been just as slow because we would have had to wait just anyways. Yeah. Use your proxy? You mean to make the API requests? Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. What? Let's look at the API response to see how rate limited we're gonna get, or that we're getting. Pending job count 232. 236. Oh, okay. This is like globally across the website, I think. All right. We got the 429 response. Did they give us headers that say how long we have until we're not going to be rate limited anymore? Yeah, it doesn't say when we're not going to be rate limited anymore. Yeah, if everyone out there, if you're watching and you're using this site, stop. Stop. Okay. All right. We have a couple of quotes to work with. I think these are good enough. And then we'll add more later. But let's go ahead and keep writing code. So these are the 3 quotes that we're going to use for now. And we're not even going to use that JSON file anymore. We'll call this the quote files. And it's all of these. So these are the 3 files that we'll pull from. And then this will just return a random one. Math.random times the length. Cool. So that's going to give us a random quote file. And then we'll play it. We'll play it. We don't need to do that anymore. And we'll have a little variable here that says, like, has the user interacted with the document? So one of the things about working with audio on a web page is you can't just play audio unless the user has actually, like, clicked a button or clicked on the page. And that's for good reason, is to prevent websites from, like, spamming you with sound. So I'll have just, like, a has clicked. That starts off as false, and then the moment you click on the page, now we know that we can actually play sounds. And so we'll say if has clicked, play random quote, and then we'll have a function play random quote that will do this. Oh no, inside of play random quote. So it's going to get a random quote. I guess we'll actually play the spooky background audio the first time that we clicked. Here. And if we've clicked before, do nothing. Technically, I should remove the event handler, but I don't want to. Okay. Now, instead of getting this, we need a random quote. We'll say get random quote. We'll pass that into our audio, and then we'll play it. Easy. All right, all right. Yeah, welcome in all the newbies. Glad to have you. How do I edit multiple lines? So inside of VS Code, I'm on a Mac, so the keyboard shortcut is Command D. So select something. In my case, I wanted to select everything that was wave. So if you see basically I wanted to turn the code in to look like this, but before it looked like this. And so what I did is I selected .wave. If you press Command D, that will move your cursor to the next thing that matches that. And now I have multiple cursors. And so right now I'm doing Command left, Command right to jump to the beginning and the end. And then I can just start typing. So I know that I want quote, comma, and if I go to the beginning, I want a quote there. The other thing you can do is you can just click in multiple places while holding down Command. So if I click there and there and there and there and there, now I have multiple cursors all over my document. That's the other way. On Windows, I believe it's Control D instead of Command D. And Stati, thank you for that Prime. I haven't been seeing Prime notifications for some reason, and thank you all for the follows. I appreciate you. But yeah, I think I missed a lot of these. Psycho No 369, thank you for the Prime. Crazy Vulcan, thank you for the Prime. Nookie Poo, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate you all. Yeah. They have Carl Sagan? I guess technically he's pretty wholesome too. Should I send them to you? Let's see. Oh, there we go. We're not rate limited anymore. And welcome in, Mango. Glad to have you.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
Nice. Nice. So we got that, and then I'm just going to manually add this one. Hard to fail. .wave. Oh, and then I totally forgot. So these are the names of the files, but they're actually in a folder called quotes. So whenever we load the random audio quote, we need to put the word quotes in front of it. So it pulls the file from that folder. Like that. Cool. Cool. All right, so now, if I click the page, I need to say play random quote. That's what I need to do. Now, if I click the page, it'll play that spooky background music, and we should hear Morgan Freeman say one random thing.
To reach a port, we must sail.
Cool. And then honestly, instead of doing every 30 seconds, we could do something like when the quote ends. So we add an event listener to ended. So when he's done talking, we can change the background and then play another quote.
But it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
See? Right now he's doing it every 30 seconds, but yeah, this is what we'll do. So when the audio has ended, we'll set a timeout for, 5 seconds after the audio has ended to get another random quote and get another random background.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
Here we go.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should change.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Why didn't the background fade out?
Ended is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Ended is an event on the audio element. So this audio thing is how we
reach a port, we must sail. Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom. Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
I don't like this background noise, honestly. I could just make my own background noise. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to worry about this space stuff. I'm going to open up Ableton and just play some pads, and that's going to be the background music. Where did we get his voice? He came over earlier, and we recorded some. No, we found this website, Fake You, that lets you It has so many famous people's voices, and you can just pass stuff in to generate the text. I think the quote should start 1 or 2 seconds after the background music starts.
Comes before work is in the dictionary. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
So, when we call set space
It is
background,
hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
I mean, what if we wait 10 seconds?
To reach a port, we must sail.
I know Morgan Freeman. No.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Okay, so if we wait longer, that's great. And then whenever we play the quote, we actually do want to,
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
wait a second before we actually play it. So let's like wait 3 seconds before actually playing the audio. So that way it would have had time to fade the image in. All right, this is it.
To reach a port, we must sail.
It's a little too long before the next transition. And but why doesn't that
To reach
fade
a
in?
port, we must sail.
Why not have it read out the description? Because we're pre-generating the Morgan Freeman stuff. We technically could use the browser's text-to-speech.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Yeah, we were going to use the API, but it takes so long to generate the quotes that I didn't want to run into like rate limiting and stuff like that. Okay, we fixed this earlier though, because when we call set space background, it changes the opacity. And then when the image has loaded, we set the opacity back to 1, which should use the transition duration, which it's not for whatever reason. I mean, I guess this, we could just do like a tiny set timeout. So set the opacity, make sure that it has time to actually start animating. And then set the next one.
To reach a port, we must sail. Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom. Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
He's gonna say the same thing multiple times, and that's fine.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying, Drills. Like, the thing is, like, technically, it's even though I'm setting this 500 millisecond timeout. Let me stop him from talking. Yeah, so even though this waits 500 milliseconds, technically the transitions should still wait. Like, that shouldn't override the opacity, which is why I only set it to 500 milliseconds. Like, really, I could set it to 1500 and then it's closer, but this even feels hacky to me because there is an API that we can tap into that tells us when the animation is actually over. We just couldn't get it to work earlier. So yeah, you can do set timeouts in an async function. I mean, you still have to know the rules of the JavaScript engine and everything. Like, if I had some code right here, this is still going to run before this runs. And like, if I tried to await this function, if this returned wow. Like, technically, I would still get returned wow, but behind the scenes, that would actually run. So, yeah.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
So, this should do it, I think.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom. Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
And so technically we could make it so that it doesn't repeat. Let's do that.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
And honestly, let's see what it sounds like to have Carl Sagan, who is he's the space guy.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
And what about Neil deGrasse Tyson?
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. It is hard to.
I think we're gonna stick with Morgan Freeman. Ultimately, because we have this image. So let's open this with. Yeah, that didn't really sound like. It really didn't sound like Neil. All right, give me a second. I want to remove the edges of this image. And then we're going to make it bounce around the screen. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. Okay, we've got Morgan. Let's make him bounce around the screen. That was the whole point of this, anyways. Is that we've got phone and wholesome. Look, there's a cable right there. That's the cable. So that's why we're going to we're gonna make him bounce around the screen, and then we'll be done. That's it. So let's make ourselves another div. We're gonna give this a class of Morgan. Show a random quote from the cable guy? Well, we already got the wholesome. It's fine. We're going to use inspirational quotes with Morgan Freeman. He looks quite worried. I think that's fine. There's a cable in the image, which is the main reason we're using this image. Oh, this doesn't have to be a div. This can be an image. And then we can just set the source to Morgan, the PNG. But we need to style it. So we'll say Morgan has a position absolute. For now, let's put him in the bottom right. So we'll say left 0, bottom 0. So Morgan will be in the bottom right. And let's just give it a width of like 30% of the window width. Let's see what we get. Nice. But we want him in the right. Right 0. Yeah, you got it, Xeris. Cool. This is. I mean, I don't know why. This just it looks like it belongs. It's kind of fascinating how it looks like it belongs.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Appreciate that, American 2050. Yeah, I'll use those.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
And actually, instead of having him bounce around, I think I'll just have him reappear in a different location.
The only place where success comes before work is...
So, again, he'll have the same thing. So opacity 0, transition duration 1.5. So he'll be hidden, and then whenever he speaks, we'll fade him in, and then we'll fade him out, just like we did with the other things. And we'll set a random XY location. Reuse the class? Yes. I'm not going to, but this is a lesson on writing more maintainable code. You can see that the transition duration and the opacity, we're setting the same thing on like multiple different things. So it would make sense to put it into a single class. Yeah, that's a thing. Okay. A floating cloud with the quote? Oh, because then like it appears there. I want him to appear in a random location. Here, let's create an element for him. So this is the Morgan element. And then select the element with class Morgan. And when we play the sound, set his opacity to 1. And then when the sound is over, set his opacity to 0. That should do it.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
That's fascinating. Okay.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
And then he disappears. It's brilliant. It's like, it's so dumb, but it's pretty funny.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Okay, the other thing we'll do is, that is the point of coding improv. We need to put him in a random location. So, before we fade him in, we'll say Morgan element dot style dot top is going to be random between 0 and the height minus the height of the image. So, window dot screen window dot inner height minus Morgan element dot height or client height. So this will give us the Y location in pixels. The possible range of Y locations. Let's take a quick stretch. Remember to put CI/CD. No, I mean we're gonna deploy it and then it's done. So this is we want a value between 0 and this value. So we'll make it random. So math.floor of that thing times math.random. So this times math.random. And then we need to put px on the end of it so it's pixels. So random y is this, and then random x is similar, but it's going to be window.inner width minus client width, like that. Cool. So for top, it will be a string that says random y pixels, and then for left, it'll be random x pixels. All right, this is it.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom. Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
He went off the screen.
The only place where success comes before work.
It's fascinating that transition duration animates it to the next spot, though. Oh yeah.
Report.
Wait,
We
did I
must
do
say
did I do minus height?
it is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. To reach a port, we must sail.
Yes, brackets. That's it. I was like, what is happening? You got it, polymorphism. This minus needs to happen before the multiplication. Okay, now he should be always within the bounds. Yeah, he's like the transition duration did the sliding automatically for us.
Comes before work is in the dictionary.
That's why setting right and bottom. Yeah, because then it's the bottom right.
To reach a port, we must sail. Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom. To reach a port, we must sail.
Okay. I think we've done it.
To reach a port, we must sail.
Take my money. All right, what is the other thing we wanted to do? Oh yeah, okay, so first of all,
It is hard to fail, but it is
And thank
worse
you,
never
Vimser.
to have tried to succeed.
you suggested wholesome. Do you think this is wholesome enough? My finest
It
work.
is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
Oh yeah, we'll fix the duplicate quotes. That's what we'll fix next.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Great. Okay. Gokai Bluer says, I just got my first six-figure job starting November 1st, and I'm super nervous. Any tips on not losing it? You've been great and help in gaining the knowledge and confidence for it, so thank you. Awesome. First of all, congratulations. Second of all, you already got the job. That's the hardest part, honestly. Like, it's way hard. It honestly is harder to fire people than it. I mean, it's equally hard to hire someone as it is to fire someone. So, not to say that you're going to do bad or that you're going to get fired. Just know that they hired you for a reason. You did well in the interview. You have the portfolio, you have the experience or whatever was required for the job. You did it. You made it this far. So relish in that fact. And then just do your best. I think the main thing that separates like a really good employee from a not good employee is that they actually care. So if you're always trying to do your best and you're always like giving it your all and showing up, you're better than like 80% of the people out there. So that's my advice to you is you got it. You don't really even have to be nervous anymore. Obviously, you're probably still going to have to learn new things and it's a new environment and new people. But I think for the most part, just be proud of the fact that the hard part's over. Now you just show up and you get a paycheck, but also like, try your best and all that. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to fix the duplicate thing. Fake it till you make it. Yeah. Google stuff. Yeah. And like when people say fake it, I mean, it's almost just like you have to, because of that imposter syndrome, because of that feeling of like, oh, I don't belong, or like all of that. You have to remind yourself like, that you do belong, that, I mean, you got the job, you have the experience to do the thing. So like, do your best, best. Best laptop for coding? It really depends. Honestly, you just need a good amount of RAM. That's about it. But then if you want to do other things like play games or make music or edit videos or edit images, then there's like more things you would need to consider. Yeah. Yeah, and thanks for all the votes of confidence to them as well. Yeah. Okay, let's not repeat
The only
quotes.
place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
I accidentally clicked on the document. All right, let's not repeat the quotes. And so the way we'll do this is we'll say quote files equals get quote files. And so we'll create a little function, get quote files. I would probably say JavaScript and TypeScript are my strongest, but mainly JavaScript. I did a lot of C# for a few years, but I haven't done it in a long time, so I would say it's definitely not my strongest. Okay. This function will run when the page loads, and then we'll grab a random index. So basically what I'm going to do, it's called the... I don't even remember if it's... Actually, what I was thinking of was the Fisher-Yates shuffle, but this is not a shuffle. This is actually removing the thing. Well, you know, I'm not... So I did say that I should probably define functions here, but this is a function that returns an array. So I'm okay with making this an arrow function. This is an exception to the rule of always use function keyword at the top level. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create the array, and then when I get a random quote, I'm going to remove that random quote from the array. So basically, every time I get a random one, I'm removing it so that they don't repeat. And then when the array is empty, I'll call this again to repopulate the array and then do it all over again. So basically, when we get a random quote, instead of just sending it back, we need to actually remove it from the array. So I'll put this in a variable, random index, and then we'll splice it out. So we'll say quote is quote files dot splice. Splice will remove from the array. You can pass in the index, say you want to remove one of them, and then that returns an array of the removed items. In this case, we grab that specific quote. And so this will work for the first 4, and then the array will be empty and everything will break. So what we can do is if quote files dot length is 0, then repopulate the array. And so now it won't repeat because it'll be get a random one, remove it, get a random one, and then refresh. Yeah, I guess you're totally right about that, Velk. Is like technically the last one that played could be the first one that plays. You're totally right. Well, then ultimately we just don't want to repeat something back to back, right? Yeah, you're totally right. We could short circuit this. Yeah, you're right. Let's see if it happens. If it doesn't happen the first time, I'm not gonna worry about it.
To reach a port, we must sail. To reach a port, we must sail.
How did that happen? There's no way. There's no way that he could say...
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to
There's
succeed.
no way! No way!
To reach a port, we must sail.
And then he says that one 3 times. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the other fix is if the next random one is equal to the current random one, then just get another random one and repeat until you get one that's not the same. Oh, yeah, that's it, Veeb. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And GTM Pharrell found it as well. Basically, we were replacing the array every time, which made it... Okay, this should work. The first 4 should not repeat.
To reach a port, we must sail. Success is how high you bounce after you hit.
He only moved a little bit. That's funny. True,
It
true,
is hard
Drills.
to fail.
It does not,
but
but...
it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
All right, is this the 4th one, or...?
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. To reach a port, we must sail.
Yeah, now it started over. But technically...
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Technically, whenever it restarts... Okay, whenever an item is selected, move it to the back of the array and randomly select from a slice of the original array. Yeah, I mean, the other thing we could do is just set current random quote. Yeah, I think that's the other thing is like, how often is it going to happen? Do we even need to worry about it? And we can say if quote is equal to current random quote, return get random quote. Like, do it again. Try again. This should do it.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
If I keep the previous one, I don't need to rebuild the array. True, but then it'll prevent,
To
like,
reach a port, we must sail.
say one thing, don't repeat, say the thing you said before the repeat. It should prevent that, at least.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
After a great end, there's a huge beginning. You mean when it hits the end of the array?
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. To reach a port, we must sail.
Cool. All right. One thing I'm going to do is, instead of just like clicking on the document, I'm going to put a button in the middle of the page that kicks the whole thing off. So that way people explicitly know that they have to click that thing. So let's style it. We have our start button. Say background, white, outline, black, 3 pixels, solid black. Text transform, uppercase. Start the trip. This seems fine. And did we already put the text in it? Yes, start. And then we'll put it in the center of the page. Position, absolute, top, 50%, left, 50%, and then transform, translate, minus 50%, minus 50%. Because this would put the top left corner in the center, and then the transform moves the element to the center, because not just the top left. Yeah, so that. Why text transform? You're right. You're right. Also, let's make it really big. Font size, like 4 rem. Start, and give it a little bit of padding. 1 rem. Cool. Why doesn't a button have...
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Why doesn't it have a hover state? Like a click... Yeah, why doesn't it... Shouldn't it have cursor pointer by default?
To have tried to...
I used a button. It's not default? I thought it was. Okay. Cool. And at this point, I mean, technically I should move the click handler to the button. And so this is start button. Yeah, I learned too. I thought a button would have a cursor pointer, wouldn't it? But really, because we have the click handler on the document, we can just hide the button. So like when you click the button, you're technically clicking the button, the document. Start.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
It's a little long before starting. Start.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
It's funny that this image has a little square. Like,
success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Yeah.
To reach a port, we must sail.
Are we okay with him fading in before the background fades in?
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
No, we're not okay with that. It's okay.
The only place where success comes
The only
before
issue
work in the
is,
dictionary.
actually, let's do this.
It is hard to
timeout.
fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
This will default to 3,000.
To
but-
reach a port, we must sail.
The first time we do it, it should do it like immediately.
Success. It is hard to fail,
Like this.
but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. To reach a port,
Perfect.
we must sail.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now at this point is where we launch Ableton and we create some space background
The only
sounds.
place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Oh, apparently I haven't launched Ableton before? What? Or did it upgrade itself?
Success
Give me a
is
second.
how high you bounce after you hit bottom. To reach a port, we must sail.
Oh, I guess I haven't updated Ableton in a while then. Yeah, I've launched it since Monterey because I was using this for music making. I'm now using another MacBook, but I still have it on here. When hovering the image, replace the image with one of him making... Shh. I've been coding for like over 15 years. Professionally, a little over 10 years. Cool. So this is Ableton. This is some audio production software. I need to just get like a basic setup here. And then that. So, usually like a spacey background is like a pad. Like this. Let me make sure it's not too loud. And actually, if I search for space, there's probably an instrument that has the name space. Space pad. That's the one. Multitude of space. There's also, let's see what we have over here. Space arpeggiator? That's cool. Let's do both. And then yeah, that'll be like some background clickety clacks. Cool. We already have that. We'll start with that. That's the one. Okay, let's make ourselves a song. How much longer I think I'll be live? Probably no more than 30 minutes. I want to be done pretty soon. After I make this little loop, then we'll I'll end it. Okay, somebody give me a letter A through G, and that's what key we will be in. F. All right, this is space in the key of F. I think that's an F. No, it tells me. It tells me. And then for BPM, like 75 BPM. And actually, maybe we'll start it here. It'll be like offset by 1. Okay. Cool. And then some little space flickety flacks. My CPU is in Fahrenheit, so 176. Oh, but there's an app called iStat menus. That's what I'm using. How? iStat menus, yeah. There's a free one called Stats that can do a similar thing. Honestly, the space arpeggiator now just sounds off if it's not in hot beats. All right. Okay, and then what does this sound like? Cool, and then we'll go with like a lower F. This is like a super simple song. Super simple. Here we go. This is Space in the key of F. Oh, yeah, you're right. We're missing some, like, low end. All right, let's get a bass going. I still say we can't hear sound in space. I know. This is it. Yeah, this is Ableton. I'm gonna go with like a really low F. Even lower. Start writing my Emmy-winning speech for this 4-bar loop. Yeah, this app is called Ableton. A lot of DJs use it, and a lot of like electronic music producers use it. Perfect. How do I rate this song? I don't really do that. So we want a what do you mean it's a bit much? Like a little bit too loud? Tell me, Stony Eagle, what are you thinking? Or there's too much happening? Render length of 4, I think. Oh, the bass is loud. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. We can right now everything is as loud as possible. We can adjust the volumes of stuffs. Also, this first one, yeah, it's only 2. Okay, so never mind. But let's see. You really dig the oaky timber. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate it. Is that better? No hands. It's probably fine. We're gonna go with this. This is it. Oh, even more? Okay, yeah. So I don't have headphones in, so I'm probably not hearing what you all are hearing then. My speakers are like just loud enough so that they don't come through the microphone. How's that? How about now? Much better. Okay, that's what we're gonna go with then. Appreciate the feedback. Perfect? Question mark? All right, here we go. Space. And actually, I don't know if I don't think I want an AIF file. I want to do like a WAV file. I don't know if all operating systems support AIF. Maybe they do. Yeah, we'll go with space.wave. Okay, here we go. ET would be proud with FLAC. So for those of you that don't know, FLAC is what do you call it? An uncompressed audio format. Uncompressed? Uncompressed. All right, this is it, everyone. Lossless. Lossless is the term. ASD is the Ableton file. So whenever you, when you export a file, I think the ASD has like metadata about it, but we don't need it. All right. This is the app.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom. To reach a port, we must sail.
All right, make his voice louder. Let's decrease the backroom volume even more, and then it should be louder.
To reach a port, we must sail. Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Nice. This is it. We've done it. Ship it.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
So we wanted to run his... Actually, no, we can run his voice through reverb. Okay, so there's some things we need to do. First of all, I didn't do any like mastering on the track. Some people were mentioning it needs some compression. Let's see. Dynamics. Compressor. We can put that on master? Oh, it technically does have a... And I guess I could do some reverb on everything. Space. Space verb 1999. Yeah, this is like the best. Well, technically, I think this is like a delay, but it can do reverb. How's that? Is that better? Different? I mean, I think it sounds better. What's up, Data Dev? Welcome in. I'm glad technology has advanced enough for this app to exist in my lifetime. Any thoughts? No one is reacting. Is massive space in this place. Let's see. Wait, what? Is that another one? No, I'm making background music for this app that we just made, Data Dev. It's under reverbs. Okay. Reverbs. Massive. Space in this place. Let's see what we get. Cool. We're gonna go with it. There's that. And then, so now that we have these local audio files, I do think we can actually bring in that pizzicato library, and then we can add reverb to Morgan's voice. Like this. Make his head slightly peek into a random location along the edges before he starts talking. I mean, we could change the transform too. Like if we do a transform rotate, so like this, Morgan element dot transform is rotate a random value between -10 and 10. That's too much. I don't want to do that right now. But what I do want to do is I want to add reverb to the sound. So right now we're just adding the quote like this. Instead, we'll create this reverb effect outside. I'm going to need to add the library as well, but we have this reusable reverb effect. And then instead of just doing a plain old audio like this, we can do a pizzicato sound. What can I do with JavaScript at Ableton? So I've done, not on stream, but I've played around with like ways of controlling Ableton with code. And really the easiest way is to do it through MIDI, because there's web MIDI in the web browser, so you can actually use JavaScript to send MIDI notes to MIDI devices. So if you do that, then inside of Ableton, you can just map the corresponding MIDI notes that you're sending to do the things that you want them to do. And we want this. I'm curious if we get an audio ended event. Maybe we do. Let's try it. Any reason I'm using JavaScript instead of TypeScript? I have no build process, so literally everything I'm writing is running directly in the web browser, and it's all vanilla JavaScript. And also, this is coding improv, so we build random things that we're never going to look at again. So there's real no point in having like TypeScript documentation and types and stuff. Okay, first of all, I need pizzicato from JS Deliver. Or no, I guess I can use unpackage. This is for fun. TypeScript is not fun. You can't tell me that TypeScript is fun. You just can't. Like, objectively, it is a pain because it gets in your way so that you don't make mistakes. It's more fun to code without guide rails, I would say, anyways. I guess that's not objective. So Pizzicato allows us to do like these reverb things. Like we can create this reverb effect to apply to the audio that we're playing. It's fun when you know what you're doing. I mean, still, you have to write like 30% more code. And that's not fun. I mean, I want to write as little code as possible to get the thing working. That's what's fun to me. And I guess, I mean, if I see you're new in the chat, welcome. This is what we're working on. It's totally random. But we broke it because right now we just added this library. But literally, oh, you've been lurking? Okay, cool. Like literally, it's Morgan Freeman on a space background. I don't think it needs TypeScript. Okay, I do need to know when the sound ended though, and I don't know if we can do that. Because the error that I just saw was that the ended event doesn't exist.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
And then add event listener for ended doesn't exist. I have no idea. Okay, thank you, Codex. Sound events and was it not on in the docs here? Ah, easy. Cool. And then let's really crank the reverb. Timing and decay. 0.1.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
He reverbed.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Okay, more decay. Yeah, it's getting an error, and it's it should be, yeah. I think I hear the reverb. It's like it's.
To reach a port, we must sail.
There's definitely reverb in there. Reverb.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
Right?
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
So I don't know what these units are in.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
I don't know if this is in like milliseconds. I guess we could do like a half. We're gonna bump it even more. Let's see.
To reach a port, we must sail.
There it is. Yeah, I just needed to make the timing longer.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
This is fascinating. Okay, America 2050, if you're still watching, send me the link to your box so I can download those sounds, and then we'll be done with this, and then we'll never look at the code again. That was you're so quick, America 2050. So they did the hard work of generating some inspirational quotes. So we're gonna download these. My download is in progress. In the meantime, log. Okay, I was about to say. Cool. You were ready to go. Nice. All right, let's see if you rickrolled us. Oh, it put all of them here. Dang it! I didn't want that. It's fine. We can just pull them into the other directory.
No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world. When you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let go. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
I told you.
never gonna run around and desert you.
We're gonna leave it. We'll leave it in.
You define your own life. Don't let other people write your script.
Cool. Yeah, we'll leave it in. We'll leave it in. All right. Cool. Great work. Wait, did we move? Okay, never mind. Slight suggestion. Go for it, Codex. Let me know. This is weird. Is this all of them? Never mind. It's no. Go for it. I mean, I'm happy to hear your suggestions. Wait, how many did I get all of them? One was cut. Oh, there it is. Sunshine. Cool. And then we can delete that too. Did we just get rid of hard to fail? All right, we'll do this one more time. Is there a way to do an LS where everything is on its own line, but it doesn't have a bunch of details? I'm just going to copy this again. Does anybody know the LS command? Do I just do find period? LS dash... Well, dash L gives me all the, like, the date modified and everything else. Dash 1? Oh. Thank you. It looked like an L in my chat. Okay. Yeah, I've never used the dash one either. All right, we've done it. We built the app. It does pretty much everything we said it was going to do. It took us a lot longer than we expected, but there's a phone. It's pretty wholesome. There's background music, and Morgan Freeman himself is holding onto some cables. Let me deploy the site, and then you two can experience. What do we call? What are we going to call this? What's the name for this? So how hard would it be to dynamically do this using the motivational thing in my terminal? So the only tricky part, wholesome Freeman. I like that. Yeah, and no worries. Suicide rehearsal. These are just the names of the files at this point. That's why I have them in quotes like this. It's just the name of the file. Because then I have code later that goes in and grabs them from the quotes folder. So this is just the name of the file. And then down here, or we have, get random quote. No. When we load the audio, right here, we get that quote, and then we're passing it into this library, which actually does the downloading of the file. Morgan's Space Odyssey. I like that. I like that. Let's go with that. Thank you, me, not Santa. Cool. All right. We're going to put it on the internet. I'm using this tool called Surge, which is really nice. It lets you deploy static websites. And if I can do it fast enough, no one will take this name. Great. It worked. So now you all can go here and experience Morgan's Space Odyssey. Young Freeman. Experience it for yourself.
No matter what people tell you, Words and ideas can change the world.
You can't have apostrophes in a domain name.
You define your own life. Don't let other people write your script.
Oh, in the README? Sure.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you.
He's tiny on mobile? That's funny.
When you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let go.
You keep saying that, Jules. I'm gonna add a title. I'll add a title. I will.
To reach a port, we must sail.
Some of them are louder than the others, but Morgan apostrophe S Space Odyssey.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Why is it so loud?
Keep your face always toward the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you.
The sunshine.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
Yeah. Okay. In an effort to not ruin people's speakers, is there an ffmpeg command that will normalize the audio levels? Because I can write a quick script that will normalize all of them and then redeploy it. Well, I'm creating a new file each time. It's a completely new variable each time, so I don't think I would be like doubling the reverb because it's a new sound. Yeah. Audacity with the compressor. And so that'll set a maximum volume for every single file. Let's do it. Normalize. Do I put this in? Here's what I'll do. I will ls-1 into a file called files.txt, and then we can write an ffmpeg command that runs against each file. Stop it, CJ. Get some help. Wouldn't it set the volume based on what it currently is? That's the issue. That's what I mean by normalize, is I want everything to have a similar volume, essentially, or a similar gain. Volume detect. The super user, this page? Yeah. Input. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. This one. And then, I don't know if we have that, but we do want to copy the audio and video codec. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, codecs, because typically you do audio normalization. Like, let's say you're exporting a video and you have multiple audio sources. It can run a normalization across the whole thing because it has reference to everything else. Whereas in this case, we're only looking at one file at a time, which is different. Isn't there like a one-liner to run this against everything in the file? Okay. I can't copy your code. But I should be able to, I guess I could write a bash script. For file in star.wave, do the thing. Done. Like this? There's a bash script already on the page. This one? Or this one? Yeah, and I guess this makes sense. Like, it'll literally load every single one in, get the maximum volume, and then reprocess each one using that. But I'd have to modify it. Right? Why are they doing test.m4 audio? Let's look up this one. How do they generate the file, though? Honestly, I'm just going to set everything to a maximum of 5 decibels. Let's see what this does for us. And let's put it in a, a folder just to see the difference. Normalized. Wait, then how do I do like a string concatenation? Like that? Would that work? Let's try it. What did I call this script? Normalize. Oh, I gotta make it executable. Change the mode. Add executable privileges to normalize.sh. And then we can run it. Huh. Look at that. Okay. Let's see what it did. I can't believe that worked on the first try.
No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world. When you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let go.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
Never gonna give you up. You define your to reach a port. The only place where success
is how high you
keep your face always
That's fine. It's not normalized, but it's not super loud. But it's like, I think, can't we set like a maximum dB? Like probably even go to like 3 decibels or something like that instead of 5 dB. Let's see what this does. Because I don't know if it is relative to the current sound or if that's the output decibels. This is going to complain because they exist. Okay. Filter A, loud normal. Was that in here? Oh. Can we do that instead of the decibels? And then, or do we do both? No, says Stony Eagle.
No matter what people tell, when you have a dream,
It is hard to fail, but it is worth
never gonna give you up. You'll define your own life to reach a port. The only place where
success is
This is
held.
fine. This is perfectly fine. I'm done. I appreciate you all. You can stop making suggestions now. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time. Seems fine. This is it. That's all we need. It doesn't need to be any better than this. That's all we need. Oh, you were coding a script? I mean, I need to go. Morgan's Space Odyssey. Welcome in, Dirk. Glad to have you. We're just about done, but I'll show you what we made today. Oddysey. Yeah, it doesn't remember the deploy URL. Cool. So now,
when you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let go. To reach a port, we must sail.
that's louder. Pizzicato is doing something.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna.
Okay, so Pizzicato is doing something. Or maybe it didn't load, maybe it didn't disable the cache. Because it's possible that it loaded the cached audio.
It is hard to fail, but it is worth never to have tried
That's
to
it.
succeed.
Never gonna give you up.
That's it. That's it. It was the
Never gonna
cache.
let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you.
And thanks, Spillmaker. I've never used that. Is it literally just a CNAME file? And then inside of there you do that?
You've got to grab it and never let go.
I mean, that's a little bit louder, but... And thank you, Mr. Yan.
No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world.
This is fine. This is what we made today. This is fine.
You define your own life. Don't let other people write your script.
It's getting louder and louder. Okay, let's fix it then. Man! Okay, we're gonna fix it. We'll get there. I think that, like, the issue is with the Pizzicato library. So look at my code and you can tell me what you think, but ultimately I'm creating a new sound every single time. Like this is a brand new variable in a new scope. But it would appear that it is like it would appear that it's applying the reverb on top of the same sound, but this is a new variable, and every time this function runs, it's a brand new variable. So I don't know if Pizzicato is doing something that yeah. I mean, honestly, let's only add the reverb once. So if, let's say reverb added. What's up, Alka? Welcome in. And reverb added is true. Let's see if that fixes it. It's doing really weird stuff. Really weird stuff. And said Poily, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in. What were you working on?
We must sail. You define your own life. Don't let other people write your script.
We're just hanging out with Morgan.
Keep your face always toward the sunshine.
Is it reverb? Is the
Shadows
reverb
will
there?
fall behind you. No matter what people tell you,
The reverb isn't
words and
there.
ideas can change the world. When you have a dream, you've got to grab
What did
it and
Cobrain's
never
link?
let
I don't
go.
want to click on it.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
You know what it is? It could just be that the way
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
yeah, I did that on purpose. It's funny though.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
Man, is it the timing that makes it get louder?
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Okay,
Never
this
gonna run
confirms
around
that
and
like
desert
it's not cascading. It's not like adding the reverb over and over again.
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
Don't create the audio, just change the source. Can I do that with Pizzicato? Oh, because it adds the sound. Well, that's a group. Never mind. That's a group. Grouping sounds. We're not doing that though. Oh well,
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
well, not. I mean, sort of, Alka. We are sort of orchestrating it, but
Success is how high you bounce after you hit bottom.
what we're worried about now is the reverb because we're using this Pizzicato library to add reverb to the text-to-speech
No matter
wave
what
file.
people tell you, words and ideas can change the world. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. When you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let go.
It's getting. I don't understand why it's getting louder.
You define your own life. Don't let other people write your script. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
So we already confirmed it's not adding the same. It's not adding the
To reach a port, we must sail.
because we're adding the reverb to the individual audio thing.
Keep your face always toward the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you.
But it's definitely getting louder. So I can add it once to the instance. Let's try it. So if I do pizzicato.effects.add reverb, so that's going to put a reverb on everything, and then I don't need to add it here. Add effect. Effects.add effect. See it in the docs. No, so you have to add it to the sound, right? Yeah. Oh, no worries, Drills. We're doing our best. We're doing our best. Okay. I'm proud of you, Skignask. Congrats. You learn and react. That's awesome. I'm curious if there's like a dispose or a remove. Remove sound works with a group. I think it has something to do with just the fact that we're adding new sounds. Like Pizzicato is just getting louder and louder, but for whatever reason. I wonder if anybody has like opened an issue on it or talked about it. Yeah, this is it. When called a new song, volume is getting way harder and distorted. Create a group with all the sounds and then pick a random one? That could work too. Let's try that. And I'm going to set myself I need to be done streaming in 10 minutes time. So I will not be here for longer than 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Here we go. We're going to go with a group. Like this. It's going to change so much code, though. Well, so a group plays all of them at the same time. Is there a way of adding reverb with the web audio API? Because if we could do that, done. And what's up, Crafty Becky? Welcome in. Convolver is reverb. I mean, this is a lot of code. Isn't it? I guess not. Can you send me a super simple example of just adding reverb to a WAV file? Impulse buffer. Live audio. Well, I don't want live. I would pass in like an audio sound then. And then connect it to the destination. I could add reverb with... This is not a bad idea. If I just add the reverb with FFmpeg, then I don't have to do it in the browser. It's just so much code. I mean, okay. Play sound. You have to pass in the buffer. So I would have to use fetch, get the blob. So now it's a buffer. Okay. We're gonna add reverb with FFmpeg. Because we already did it once. That was easy enough. Well, we already processed all of the files once. That was easy enough. Map 0. AF, audio filter, echo. Let's try it. Create a folder called reverb. This thing is going to export to there, and then the audio filter we want is actually just this. Audio filter A echo. All right, let's see what happened.
No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world when you have a dream. No matter what...
Okay, we just need to increase the values. It's echo, but it's kind of okay. Overall volume. Volume of the echo effect. Milliseconds to delay the echo. Echo is like technically reverb, sort of. Or it can be anyways. Add reverb to file. Set 20 to 50.
No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world when you have a dream.
This is fine. I'm going with it. It's perfectly fine. It's not exactly what we had before, but it works. Okay, now let's rip out all of the stuff. Make it 90. It's fine. We're gotta move. Okay. First of all, we're gonna rip out this pizzicato library. We're not gonna use that. Now, in the JavaScript, when we are loading the audio, first of all, we don't need this reverb thing anymore. And then right here, this just needs to be an audio thing. Like this. And then we need to play it. And then this is add event listener for ended. All right, we should be back to where we were before, but now...
No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world. To reach a port, we must sail.
Now with reverb. It's not getting louder and louder.
The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
It's true, Valk. If we just played it back to back, it would have some echo on it.
Keep your face always toward the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you.
Okay. That's unfortunate. I closed my chat, but that's okay.
You define your own life. Don't let other people write your script.
Great. We've done it. I gotta go now. I appreciate you all for hanging out. This was a fun one. Ultimately, like, it started off as I was gonna do this in under an hour, and then I was like, whatever. It'll take as long as it takes, and it did, but that's fine. What? How? What? Why can't it start the app? Let's watch Fireship's Next.js video. This changes everything. I'm good. you all can go watch it. Yeah. I don't know why I decided to build my chat app just now. I think technically I also just wanted to redeploy this. Let's see if that CNAME thing worked. Yeah, it does. Awesome. Yeah, adding that CNAME file gives it the name. Cool. So if you go to the deployed site now,
when you have a dream,
it should not blast your speakers. It should be fine. Yeah. Okay. I do gotta go. The build failed anyways, and for whatever reason, it can't start it up. It started it up earlier. No, not that. This failed a second ago. There we go. I don't know why it crashed a minute ago. Add HTTPS. It should be there. Okay. What's up, Savas? Welcome in. All right, I'm heading out. Let's go on a raid. Here's the raid message if you are a sub. If you're not a sub, the CNAME file doesn't have HTTP or HTTPS. It's just the actual name. Also, I won't be live tomorrow here, but I'll be live here on Friday. Let's see. Did my personal account reach 100 followers? We're at 62. So, I mentioned I might do an IRL stream over on my personal account, W3CJ. So if you follow that account, I might do an IRL stream tonight or tomorrow evening. It won't be on the Coding Garden schedule. It'll just be separate. Personal account, yeah. I'm starting my Twitch just chatting IRL career on this other account. Possibly. I don't like. I mean, it makes sense to just do it under one account, but there are some people that may not want to see my IRL streams or my music streams or anything like that here on Coding Garden. So, for that purpose, I might do it on my personal account. What's the charity event? I appreciate that, Default GN. So there you go, a raving review for the last IRL stream that happened. Oh, there's a cancer charity event? Cool. I didn't plan on streaming for it, but I definitely could. Are people following? And that's the other thing I want to do, Valk, is cooking lessons. So I can cook stuff on stream. I can probably, I mean, I haven't really played many video games on this stream anyways. Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky because if I split the content here, then I'm basically dividing my audience and people have to follow both. I mean, it's the same thing that happened with my YouTube channel, but ultimately I don't want to annoy people, right? Like I don't want people that follow Coding Garden for the coding content to unfollow because I'm doing things that aren't coding related. Which is why I might do it on my personal account. You know? Regardless, follow the YouTube. All the VODs get uploaded to the archive. The Garden? The Twitch got rid of hosting. You can't host anymore. You can, yeah. There's no way to host. I believe, anyways. You rate it? Oh, okay. Am I on your Twitch right now? Who are we gonna see? Oh, I see. Huh. Wait, what am I? I'm like raid my own channel. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so the tricky part of splitting content is just that I basically have to rebuild my audience. But I think like the fun part about that is if I go live on this account with only 80 followers, there's going to be very few, not Twitter, Twitch. There's going to be very few people watching, so it's easier to interact with the chat. So, yeah. Okay. I'm going to go again. They're the raid message. Let's go on a raid. I'll be live here on Friday. If you want to follow my other content, follow there. And then also tonight I might be live. I should be live over on Probably Happening, which is my music project, which is another Twitch account. And we just passed 100 followers. That's cool too. Okay, let's head out. Thank you everyone for hanging out. All of this code is going to be on GitHub. You're great. What is this? Please consider. Oh, this is the cancer thing? Sure, I will consider. All right, let's head out. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'll see you. Have a wonderful rest of your week. See you Friday or later if I do see you then. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here's this.